Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Hope you, your friends, family are all safe, healthy, and happy. We are out here in the garden today. And today I'm going to talk about the 5 huge mistakes that I made this year. All right, let's get into it. All right, the first major mistake I made was using these 8-foot posts that you can get at Lowe's, right? On the inside, see if we can get that. On the inside here, they're metal, surrounded by some rubber or plastic or whatever, but the metal is so thin, you can see it in there hopefully, that any type of wind or anything like that, because I was trying to tie my shade cloth up to them, right? Put them up high so my shade cloth is high. The wind comes, blows the shade cloth, snaps the posts. Happened 2 years in a row now, so I probably won't be using those anymore, or at least buying any more of those. They're just not doing what I need them to do. So that's number one. All right, number 2 is kind of goes along with the 8-foot posts, but number 2 is using these T-posts, right? Which are good, but here in Southeast Virginia, my water table is so high that those aren't working what I need them to do either. And it's not the T-post, but it's the wire, right? I got a couple of videos on the wire. I got these turnbuckles here strapped to wire, and you can see just the weight of my tomatoes just doesn't work. So with the T-post part of it, the water table is so high, you can see this thing is leaning. It's leaning towards us right now. But yeah, T-posts and wire high water table ground doesn't work. Number 3 is the placement of your veggies, right? When you're planting at the beginning of the year, you have to understand how to place your things. You're right, companion planting. I've talked a lot about companion planting, but your placement is just as important too. So right here I have some basil. Right here I have parsnips, and on the back, up on the wire, my cucumbers are all dead now, but I had cucumbers in the back. So your basil grows high. These parsnips grow ridiculously high. I've trimmed these like 5 times, right? And you got to be careful with parsnips. You may have an allergic reaction to them. I got some scars here. I don't know if you can see that, but they blistered up. So now I got some scars from the parsnips. But your placement is just as important. So the parsnips were so high that I couldn't get back to the cucumbers, right? And they got so high that my basil was trying to grow underneath them. So your placement to each other is just as important, and this didn't work out so well for me. So pay attention to your placement when you're planting your garden next year, or even this fall, so that you don't have these same problems. Number 4 is this flimsy chicken wire. I have 2 dogs. One of them loves veggies and fruits and stuff like that. The other one won't touch them. But the chicken wire, because it's so flimsy, I put it up to try and keep the dogs out. Well, my coonhound, he'll jump right over this stuff. He's bent it all over the place to get in here to 1, try and eat some veggies, and 2, chase some critters. I just made a short the other day about rabbits in my garden. So go back, check that out. But you got this flimsy chicken wire that doesn't keep my dog out. And as your veggies, like my tomatoes, they're growing over the chicken wire. My tomatoes are growing over the chicken wire, so the weight of the tomatoes is also bringing down the chicken wire. I do have these, but I'll kind of talk about that a little more at the end. And number 5, man, I just got lazy. Maybe not so much lazy, but because it was so hot this summer so far. Today is beautiful. August 3rd, beautiful day in Southeast Virginia. But July was so hot. I didn't even want to come out. I came out, I harvested, maybe a little weeding. But yeah, I just didn't want to be out here. It was so damn hot. So you see, I got stuff leaning all over the place. My wire back there too, I just talked about that. Leaning, everything's leaning. The bamboo sticks, they're not helping because everything's so heavy. The garden really did fantastic this year so far. I just didn't want to be outside. It was so hot. You know, I mean, you're talking 95 degrees with, 80, 90% humidity, feels like 115. I'd spend about 30 minutes out here. I started getting lightheaded, time to go. So I kind of got lazy, but the heat was there too. You got to stay committed. Continue to take care of your garden. One of the problems that I had kind of being lazy was that I wanted to spray neem oil and caterpillar stuff. But our weather, almost every day during July, they said we're going to get some rain. Rarely got any rain. So I didn't want to spray neem oil and things like that because the rain was just going to wash it away. Didn't get rain. Bugs ate a bunch of tomatoes. My squash is doing horrible right now. I got a few good squashes out of it that beginning of July, stuff like that, but it hasn't produced anything. So at the beginning of this season, I talked about that this year I wanted to get better at fertilizing, correct fertilizers, when to fertilize, things like that. I just haven't done it, got lazy. So that's number 5. Don't get lazy. Try not to get lazy. If you do, try and find that motivation. So lastly, I was going to talk about the chicken wire and the mesh wire that I have. So my plan, I'm going back to the drawing board because obviously my wire stuff didn't work as intended. At least my 8-foot poles were snapping. You can see my shade cloth isn't up because it snapped off of my pole. So my plan for next year is I am going to build, hopefully my plan is, I don't know, hopefully I do it, but I'm going to just get some 4x4s, place them around the garden, connect them with some 2x4s, and I'll put that wire mesh at the top so I have a better chance to grow vertically, which my wire didn't help me out with this year. So that's kind of the plan. I'm going back to the drawing board, so here during the winter time, we're still growing season. I'm getting ready to do some fall planting, and I'll do some videos on that too. Learn from your mistakes, have a plan for the next planting season or whatever the case may be. Always trying to improve. So this is my second year gardening, so I'm learning. I continue to watch videos of other people gardening. So that's the 5 mistakes that I made this year. Hopefully this will kind of teach you a little bit, or at least show you what not to do and be successful in your gardening. So until next time, if you're my subscribers already, I appreciate you. Right now I'm at 99 subscribers, 1 away from 100. So somebody help me out, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, let me get over 100. And I'm on my way, to making a good channel, I hope. And I hope this helps you out. Everybody have a fantastic week ahead. Stay out of trouble and be good to each other.